Hey everyone, welcome back to the Quality Connect YouTube channel. I'm Trevor and this is Andrew Wellwood. He's the founder of Quality Connect. He's the guy, the man with the plan. And our topic today is Infill Homes Edmonton, important things to ask your builder. Again, that was Infill Homes Edmonton, important things to ask your builder. Here's a quick quote from Zig Ziglar. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. And I've got a statistic for you from the city of Edmonton. Builders in the city of Edmonton broke ground on a total of 1,717 housing units in quarter 4 of 2018, representing an increase of 4.3% year over year from 1,646 units in quarter 4 of 2017. So a little bit of growth between 17 and 18.
Yeah.
I don't know the stats between 18 and 19, but I'm sure they're pretty close to those numbers.
I think so. Everyone you talk to says something different.
Yeah, right?
It's like the weather.
Now, there are lots of things to consider when building a home, and one of the most important things to have is an excellent builder. By doing a bit of homework, you can save yourself time and money, and here are some questions to ask a potential builder. So I'm going to go ahead and just ask you a few questions, Andrew.
Shoot.
How long have you been building?
I've been building for 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, when you're asking somebody who's going to be building a home, why is it important to ask that?
Well, I know, and I do know everyone has to start somewhere, and you don't get experience until someone takes a chance on you.
Yeah.
But you just need to know. You just need to know what you're working with. You need to know if this is someone's first home, and this is their very first project, and you're their very first client.
Yeah.
They need to have some sort of training, some sort of experience. Were they project managing for another builder, and they've done this kind of stuff. What's their background? Were they a site supervisor, and they know everything about what's going on the site, but nothing when it comes to paperwork, or were they an office guy that priced and project managed everything from the office, and they've never actually set foot on site? Are they a little bit of both? Are they a renovation person going in? Are they a commercial construction guy going in? Which I've had to follow and finish a project for a couple of those guys.
Yeah, commercial and residential are different animals.
No different things.
They're completely different. Even though it's still building things, it's managed in a different way, and there's different ways of doing things.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just important to know what kind of background your builder has. I'm not saying there's some special number. Don't ever touch a builder that has less than 5 years experience or something like that, or you don't want to work with someone that's only done a handful of homes. You just want to know. You want to know who you're working with and where their experience and their background is.
Yeah, 100%. And there's a lot of good guys out there who may have building experience. Just they started their company, just recently, and you're the first one that they're going for. So you can get some advantages. You might be able to get some pricing cuts on there, and you can probably, in a lot of cases, get a little bit better work because they're wanting to impress. So there's a possibility there of something good happening.
And if you're their first client and you're their only client, guess who's getting 100% of the focus? You are their only job. Yeah. They're going to be there full time. They're going to make sure it goes well. Just like you said, if this is their first shots, they're going to put everything. Well, they should put everything into it. I'm not saying everyone.
Yeah.
Some people will shoot themselves in the foot. But if you are working with a builder and it's their first build and you're their only client, you're going to get a lot of focus.
Yeah, you're their favorite client.
And there are people out there that have been doing this for 20 years. They've been doing it wrong for 20 years. So time doesn't mean anything.
That is true. That is true. So the next question that you should ask a builder is, do you have quality trades people to rely on? Why is that something that's important for people?
Well, they're the ones doing the work. Like you can, as a builder, you control what goes on the site to an extent. But if you've got a framer that shows up 2 days a week, you could be the best builder in the world. It's going to take you forever to get that home finished. And if they're messing up on those 2 days that they're there, yes, you are smart enough and skilled enough and knowledgeable enough to catch those problems, but they still happened. They still need to be fixed. It needs to be cut back, or whatever needs to be done. It's going to delay your project, and it's going to make it a lot harder, and the quality might suffer a little bit in the end. So you've got good, reliable trades. It just makes everything that much easier.
For sure. So the next question that you should ask a builder is, can I talk to some past clients that you've built for? Is this something that you recommend for people to ask? Is
Yeah,
they've got some
definitely.
background?
Yeah, because then you're going to find out how the project actually went. Showing pictures of projects that you've done, I can see a couple pictures on the internet from other people, and you can see my truck in the background. That's my project, you guys.
Yeah.
Took pictures of it. So, not that everybody does that, or there's a lot of people that do that, but pictures of projects does not mean that they did that project.
Right.
It also doesn't mean that the project was done well. Doesn't mean that it was done on budget. Doesn't mean it was done on schedule. Doesn't even mean that's what the client wanted. It just means this is a picture that looks really pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk to the client. Find out, how hard was it to get a hold of the builder? How did they deal with service issues? How did they deal with scheduling? Were they on site a bunch? Was it actually the person you're talking to scheduling the project, or did they sub it out to some 18-year-old kid with a truck that would drive around every once in a while and see? So you can get a good feel for how someone runs a project by doing that kind of due diligence.
Awesome. Now, another question that you might want to ask a builder is, just like you alluded to, who's going to be managing this project? Is it going to be you, or is it going to be somebody else?
Yeah, you want to know who's on the team, and there's nothing wrong with having multiple people on the team. A lot of larger builders do it. Well, all larger builders do it. Yeah. You're going to have the sales manager is going to go through and be most of your communication. You have a project manager that schedules, prices everything out, and then you're going to have a site supervisor. He's going to be the boots on the ground, making sure everything goes smooth and is done right, and everyone has their material that they need to. Smaller companies, that might be the same person.
Right.
The sales guy, the project manager, and the site suit might be the same guy, just wearing different hats and doing the Superman change from coveralls to jeans and a golf shirt. So
that could be it.
Yeah.
So the next question that you probably want to ask is, how do you ensure that a build stays within budget? Why is that something important to ask?
Well, because most people are on a budget. Very, very, very rarely do you ever, as a builder, get someone that just says, I want this house and price is not an option, or price is not an issue. Let's just build and we'll just change it on the fly. You just don't get those. Everyone's on a budget. Some people's it's 600,000, some people it's 6 million, but almost everyone's on a budget for what they want. And if your budget is 600,000 and you burn through it before you're done, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You can't move in and you can't afford to finish it. So then you're in trouble. And if you're on a really tight budget and the bank's saying, you need another 200,000 to finish, and they, you beg and plead enough and you get your 200,000 to finish because the bank doesn't want to have 3/4 completed house.
Yeah.
There's an extra 200,000 on your mortgage payment. So staying on budget is very important.
Huge. So always ask that question. I had this funny story. I was doing an audiovisual installation in a tower downtown Edmonton, and the customer was the Cates Group. So it was actually just down the hall from Daryl Cates' office. And if you don't know who Daryl Cates is, he's the owner of the Oilers. He's a billionaire, kind of a famous guy in Edmonton. And there was an electrical outlet in the wall that was in the wrong spot. It wasn't exactly centered with the wall. So they had the electricians actually pull the conduit out. This is a commercial structure, so it's all steel and conduit, and it's not easy to do that. But they said, it doesn't matter, we need it to get done, so whatever's going to cost, fine. So they had the electricians go to the floor below and disconnect all the wiring, pull out the pipe, run new pipe, put a new box in the wall to move like this far because it wasn't exactly centered. So, it does happen where you have people with deep pockets that can do that.